Hi viewers, welcome to Gani's YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I am going to explain you how to create this type of fabrication drawing in Tekla structures. Okay, let's start. Open Tekla structures with Indian environment. Now I'm going to create column and base plate. So click on steel and select this column and click on here to place the column. Right click on mouse interrupt. Now I'm going to edit this column. So double click on this column. By default we have assembly 400. If you want to change, you can change from here. Click on this profile. You can select the profile as you require from this list. Okay, then click on apply. OK. Currently by default we're going to take ISMB 400. Now we're going to change the top level and bottom level. So let's take here bottom level 0 and top level 4000 and click on modify it and close it. Okay, now I'm going to create base plate at the bottom of this column. So go to application components by using the shortcut Ctrl F. In search bar type number 1014. Then you will get this component stiffenered base plate 1014. So select this base plate and pick the main part as a column and pick the position at graded section point. Right click on mouse interrupt and close this window. Click on space, right click on mouse to draw view. Use the shortcut Ctrl 4 for render view for columns and use the Shift 4 for components like this. In our fabrication drawing, we're going to take this part as a P1 and base plate as a BP1 and stiffeners as a ST1 like that. So double click on this column. We need to enter here number series P for part for this column, and for base plate and stiffeners we're going to change in it. So double click on this base plate, click on this window and use the screen controller to adjust this window. If you don't have this screen controller, I'll provide the link in the description how to download and install this screen controller in your system. So click on this window and click on this arrow to move downward direction. Click on this parts tab. This plate indicates this base plate, so you need to enter here prefix. Let's take BP and start number always 1. Similarly, we need to take the stiffeners also. So let's take here stiffness. Let's take ST1 for stiffeners and base plate for BP1, and we need to take horizontal here also ST1. Now move up. Now click on modify, apply. Now I'm going to change this anchor rod number of anchors and spacing. So click on this window and click on here and click on this anchor rod. By default, if you will get blank, then you need to click on here and you need to select this circular section and select this rod and enter here 20 dia anchor rod. Then click on apply. OK. Similarly, you need to take base plate with anchor to display anchors in this model. Now you need to select here create S, and this one also create S for create nut and washer profiles in model. So profile we're going to take L band anchors here. Now click on modify to see the result. Okay, now this anchor should be 20 dia. Now coming to this number of bolts, so click on this bolts tab. Let's take bolt size 20 and tallest by default we're going to take 3 mm. Now coming to the spacing and number of anchors, this is the plate width and this is the plate length for this base plate. So let's take base plate edge distance 50 50 and 2 bolts and take spacing 130 in widthwise. Now click on modify. You can see now this edge distance 50 and spacing between these 2 bolts 130. Now coming to in the lengthwise direction, let's take edge distance 50 50. Number of bolts we're going to take here 4 in lengthwise, and the spacing let's take here 130 and give space. Let's take 200 and give space 130. Click on modify it. Okay, let's take here 150 instead of 130. Here also 150. Click on modify it. Okay, you'll get like this. Now click on this window and click on this arrow. Click on this stiffness tab. In stiffness, by default you'll get this type of stiffness, I think, in our project. Now we need to change this project. So click on here and select this stiffener, this type of stiffener. Click on modify it. Now I'm going to change this length of the stiffener. So let's take here 100 millimeter. Click on modify it. Now I'm going to change this chamfer values. So in the top level, we're going to take 50, 50, and here also 50, 50. In the bottom, at the corner stiffener, chamfer, we're going to take 10, 10. Here also 10, 10. By default, it will be blank. Now we need to take here values like this. Now then click on modify, apply, OK. Click on space, right click on mouse, drawing. You can see you'll get like this. Now we're going to create fabrication drawing for this column. So select this column, right click on mouse, create drawing and assembly drawing. Now click on this number all modified objects, then click on perform numbering. Now click on this save numbers. Click on space, right click on mouse, drawing. Now one drawing created successfully. So go to drawing list by using the shortcut Control L. And you can see now I have drawing here C1, assembly drawing C1. So double click on this drawing to open. Now close this window here and zoom it here. By default, you will get fabrication drawing like this. Now I'm going to delete these sections and we'll create again. So drag and select this section and delete it, and this one also delete. And we're going to delete this default dimensions. So to select all dimensions, you can use this shortcut filters. You can see select dimensions in drawing. So double click on these dimensions. You can see only this one is activated. So drag and select all dimensions and delete it. And you need to select this select all to activate all filters. Now click on this rectangle and drag and place position like this. Now delete this part mark. Now you can see now this column length is very shortened. Now I want to increase the length of this column. So double click on this rectangle, the boundary of this part. You can see now scale currently we have 1 by 10. This is the scale of this drawing. If you want to increase, you can increase the scale, but the scale is enough. We need to increase the length only. So click on this attributes 2 and we need to, you can see shortening. Currently this part is shortening here. Yes, so we need to increase the length of this shortening length. So currently we have 280. Let's take here 700. Click on modify it. You can see now column length is increased. Now click on OK. You can see you'll get like this. Now click on this rectangle and drag and place it like this by using the left mouse key. So we don't require the center line, so double click on the center line and remove here. You can see you have center line. Click on, remove this tick mark, then click on modify, apply, OK. You'll get like this. You can see now in our bill of material we have 3 parts. P1 is the column and BP is the base plate and ST is the stiffeners. We have stiffeners 4 and the BP1 is the one quantity and column P1 is the part 1. Okay, now we're going to create single part drawings for this column and stiffeners and base plates. So you can use this option filter, select parts, select this, double click on it to activate this only part and of the all remaining filters. Now drag and select all parts. Now right click on mouse. You need to create single part drawing. So create single part view, click on it to create all single part views. Now select this option, select all, click on this rectangle and drag and place it here. Now we have only one here and remaining are overlap each other here, all parts. So to arrange these views, so click on space, right click on mouse, use this option, arrange drawing views. Click on it to arrange all drawings like this. Now select this rectangle and drag and place it like this. Now we don't require this side view and top view, so remove these views. And in this drawing also we don't require this section and this one. You can see now we have 3 drawings like this. Now we have 3 parts here, P1, BP1, ST1. Like that we have 3 single part drawings. So now we're going to arrange these drawings. So first of all we need to take first one P1. This is the P1 drawing. This is assembly number. We need to change this number. So delete this one and select it, right click on mouse, add mark and applied. Now by default we have C1. It is the assembly number. We need to create part number. So double click on it. Remove this assembly position number and select this part number. Click on add to add here and click on modify to update the value. If you want to create the arrow here, then click on this general and select this option and select this arrow type. Now click on modify it. You'll get like this. In this list also we need to select first one to create like this. If you want to place directly on the part instead of giving the arrow, now you need to use this option. Okay, currently we require arrow, so select it and click on modify like this. You can save this setting also. Enter here part mark. Now click on save as to save in this list. Now click on modify, apply. Okay, now click on it and use the left mouse key to drag and place it like this. Now if you want to move this entire part with the arrow, now select it, hold the shift and left mouse key to adjust the position like this. Release the shift, use the only left mouse key to adjust the position without moving arrow like this. Now have total length 3900. The length should be more and depth should be less. So now I'm going to change the scale. So double click on it, this outer box rectangle. Our overall drawing scale we have 1/10. So enter here 1/10. Now click on modify it. You can see now this scale is 1/10. Now we need to increase the length of this column part. So click on this attributes 2 and let's take here 700. Click on modify it and click on OK. You can see now column length is increased. Now select this rectangle, outer rectangle, and drag and place it here. Now we have the part P1 drawing like this. Now click on it and drag and place it like this. Now we don't require the center line, so double click on the center line and remove the center line tick mark here. Then click on modify, apply, OK. Now coming to P2, second part we have BP1. So BP1 is this part. So we're going to arrange this part at the bottom of this P1. So click on it and drag and place it here and place the third part here like this. Now by default we have the dimensions for this plate and holes also. If you want to create, you can delete and create it. By default we have these dimensions, so keep it. And we have the part mark, hole part mark also. 8 number of holes and dia 23. Double click on it, select this T1 and you can change the color. Click on modify, apply, OK like this. If you want to create the arrow, then double click on it. Now click on this general and click on here arrow and we want you to select this option. Click on modify, apply, OK like this. Now I'm going to create part mark for this base plate. So select this base plate, right click on mouse, add mark and apply. You can see now we have base plate part mark BP1 like this. Now select this part mark and you can adjust the position. If you want to move with the arrow, then select it, hold the shift and left mouse key and you can adjust the position like this. Okay, now we have the part mark P1 and we have the second part BP1 and we have third part ST1. So we have the stiffeners part mark here. So now we're going to give this part mark for this dimensions for this part. So by default we have total plate width and length and we have the chamfer dimensions also. So you can see this is the total width and this is the total length. You can see now we have this chamfer dimension, horizontal, vertical dimension, and we have additional dimension also here. We don't require this dimension, so select it, right click on mouse, remove dimension point and click on here edge to remove this dimension. Right click on mouse, interrupt. You can see now we have this dimension and this one also like this, and this is the total width. Now coming to here, now this dimension is not fitting to this dimension, so double click on it, click on here and select the outside, click on modify, apply, OK. Okay, if you want to place this dimension this side, then select it, right click on mouse, use this option flip outside dimension to flip the dimension left or right side like this. Now double click on it. Now I'm going to change this one also outside, click on modify, apply, OK. You can see now I have dimension like this. Now I have total length like this. Now I'm going to create part mark for this plate. So select this plate, right click on mouse, add mark and applied. You can see now I have the part mark ST1, stiffener ST1. Okay, you can arrange these parts. Select this outer box rectangle and drag and place it like this. If you accidentally double click on this rectangle, you'll get open the property of this view like this. Now if you want to increase the scale, you can increase from here, but by default we're going to maintain the same scale entire drawing, so keep it scale 1 by 10 here. Now click on OK. Now coming to here, now we have a single part drawing dimensions here, or parts. Now coming to this assembly drawing dimensions, drag and place it here. Now I want to create the part marks for entire drawing, so you can use these filter options. Select parts in drawing, double click on it to activate this this filter. Now drag and select entire parts. Now right click on mouse, add mark and applied. You can see now we have all part marks like this. Now select this option, select all. Now click on it and drag and place it here. Just place it like this nearby the part. Like this. You need to maintain the part marks properly like this. We don't require this whole dimension here, so remove it. Okay, this dimensions, you can see now we have the part marks st1, and this is st1, this is the st1 both side, near side and far side. Now we have the bp1 base plate, bp1 like this. Okay, now go to create section view for this base plate. To placement of this base plate at the middle of this column, so click on this view and select this section view and click on here first point here, pick the second point on the same line and pick the cut box first point here, pick the second point here to cover this base plate and this column and shift nuts. So click on here to place the section view like this. Now I'm going to change this arrow size, so double click on this arrow. Let's take arrow size 5 and click on modify it. Now I'm going to change this position upward direction, so let's take here 6, click on modify. Okay, it's enough. Then click on apply OK to place the arrow section like this. Now drag and place the part mark stiffener like this. This one also at here like this. Okay, now coming to this section, now we're going to remove these dimensions first. Now select and delete it. We need to place this section AA at the bottom of this view, so double click on this section AA, click on this labels tab, click on here and select this below. Now click on modify. You can see now this section AA at the bottom of this view. We don't require this section 1:10, so drag and remove this in A2 mark. Now click on modify to remove this section AA scale, so then click on OK. Now coming to this hatching, we don't require this hatching, so double click on it. Now click on this fill tab and click on here and select the none. Now click on modify to see the result. Now we need to remove remaining hatching also, so select hold the control and select this remaining hatching, zoom it here, hold the control and remove this, select the all hatching at once. Now click on modify to see the result and close it, click on OK. In the section, we need to provide the dimensions to place this base plate at the middle of this column. So click on this dimension and select this vertical distance and select the first point here, pick the second point at the middle of this flange and pick the next point at here hole and press the scroll wheel button to place the dimension. Now I'm going to place this horizontal dimension, select this horizontal distance and pick the first point, next point here, next point middle of this column and next point here hole and press the scroll wheel button to place the dimension like this. Okay, now we need to create the part marks for this base plate and this stiffeners also. So you can use this option, select parts. So double click on these parts to activate this part option. Drag and select these parts. Right click on mouse. Need to create part marks. So add mark and click on applied marks. Okay, now I'm going to arrange this part marks. So select it, hold the shift and place it properly like this. Now click on here and place it here like this. at the top also we're going to place at the bottom. Hold the shift and left mouse key to adjust the position of this arrow, and just use the left mouse key to adjust the position without moving arrow like this. Similarly, we're going to move this part mark here like this. Okay, that's it. Now we can arrange this section view at the bottom of this column like this. Okay, now we need to weld this base plate to this main part P1. So we need to give the weld mark here. So click on this annotation and select this weld mark and pick the first point here and pick the second point to create weld mark like this. We need to create a round weld, so double click on it. We need to place near side, so click on here and select this one, and we need to select this near side weld size 6 and remove this one. If you want to change weld size, you can change from here. Now you need to select around weld, so click on here and select around and click on modify to see the results. This is the around near side weld like this. Now click on apply. Okay, now coming to this stiffener should be welded to this column, to this flange and to this base plate. So need to create weld mark here also. So select this weld mark and pick the first point here and pick the second point to create weld mark like this. But currently we require only single side weld, so double click on it, remove this arrow mark, and you need to place this arrow, click on modify, apply. Okay, similarly you need to weld here also in this side, so select this weld mark and pick the first point and place it here like this. You can merge these two weld marks, so select it and hold the control and select the another weld mark, right click on mouse, match these two weld marks like this. Okay, select this stiffener and just place the stiffener part mark here like this. Similarly, you need to weld this weld mark for the remaining stiffeners also. You can make it here typical, so double click on this stiffener weld mark and enter here typical TYP. Now click on modify, apply. Okay, like this. Okay, that's it. Now coming to this spacing, by default we're going to place these stiffeners at the middle. You can see in this dimension it gets the middle of the stiffener in widthwise and lengthwise. Now coming to, we need to provide the total length of this assembly. So select this dimension and select this vertical distance and pick the first point and pick the second point here and press the scroll wheel button to place the dimension. Right click mouse interrupt. You can see you'll get like this. If you want to change this arrow, double click on it, click on this appearance and click on here. We have different types of arrows here. As per your requirement, you can choose from this list. Currently we're using this one. Then click on modify, apply. Okay, now you can adjust this position of these parts. So let's take this one and drag and place it here and click on this one and place it here. Now I have this order P1 and BP1 and stiffener ST1 for this drawing, fabrication drawing like this. Okay, that's it. Now use the shortcut Ctrl S for save the drawing and close this window here to close this drawing, and use the shortcut Ctrl L for open the drawing list. You can see now we have completed this drawing. If you want to convert this drawing into the PDF, then select it, right click on mouse, click on print. Now select this PDF and you need to select this option open folder when finished the drawing conversion. Now click on print to create PDF. Okay, that's it about how to create fabrication drawing for this column. If you like this video, please like it and share it. If you have any doubts, please comment below. For more Tekla structure related videos, please go to my channel youtube.com/GaniSK. I will provide this link in the description below of this video. Please go through it and come here. Under videos, you can find out so many Tekla structure related videos. I hope these videos might be helpful to you. And at the top right corner, please click on subscribe button. If you subscribe, you will get notification or updates when uploading new video. So please click on subscribe. Okay, thank you.